welcome to my West Highland Way loadout video. So in this video I'm going to explain to you what I took on the West Highland Way last year, what I'll be taking this year and what's different, which is going to be a few changes, not massive changes but a tiny few. So I'll show you piece by piece. So this is the bag that I'm taking. Once again, exactly the same bag. It's a Instinct, I think it's the 40 litre, really good pack. It's a running type pack, so no waist strap, just these quite thick, chunky, comfortable. So I've just weighed this all together. So this is the revised kit that I'm going to be taking this year compared to last year. Last year my total weight was about 11.4 kilograms. I've just packed this, just weighed it, and it's come in at pretty much bang on 8 kilos. Now, quite happy with that. I could potentially shave a little bit more off, but we'll get into that in a minute. So first things first, here in these two front pockets is the Kitlist beef-free water filter. Absolutely fantastic water filter. You can just fill it up like a normal water bottle, drink straight from it, or like I did, you know, I carried another bottle, filled the other bottle up with this, refilled this. Absolutely fantastic, no issues whatsoever. It's a fantastic bit of kit, perfect. It holds 1 litre. Yeah, it holds 1 litre of water, so absolutely awesome bit of kit. Obviously kept another water bottle in there, just like 600ml water bottle. A pair of sunnies. I know it's optimistic because it's Scotland, but it's better to have them and not need them, and need them and not have them. This is just a buff, just a neck buff and a buff, sort of, you know, a small hat, thin hat. So trekking poles, as I explained whilst I was actually doing the West Highland Way last year, I used exactly the same poles as these. These are your best friend on the West Highland Way, purely because they help so much when you're out hiking and you're doing a lot of miles all day. They really do help with fatigue, and I did pick up a little bit of a knee injury last year on the way down into Kitlist, and these helped massively with that. So if you don't use hiking poles, I highly suggest you look at getting some. These are the Black Diamond Carbon, so they're quite light. I'm not sure exactly how much they weigh, but very light poles, very good. The fixed poles, so they're non-adjustable at 120 centimeters, which is absolutely perfect for me. So like I say, if you've never used poles, highly recommend you get some, and also you learn how to use them, because using poles properly is paramount. Because if you're not using them properly, then you're wasting your time having them, carrying them and trying to use them. I can't stress enough, learn how to use them properly and they are a godsend. Absolutely brilliant. So that's that. top pocket. Hydration tablets. Now, I carried this just to wipe the tent. You can wipe yourself with it, should you so wish. It's just a little absorbable cloth. And it's really good to, you know, if you've got a lot of condensation on the outside of your tent, or if it's wet, whatever, when you come to pack it away, give it a quick wipe before you put it in the bag. For what it weighs, brilliant. Now, if you've done West Highland Way before, or if you haven't, then this is also an essential piece of kit. And it's a little trowel for digging a cat hole. I haven't got to go into much detail to tell you exactly what you do with this and you know what it's for, but trust me, you will need it. So a little titanium trowel, I think I got it off eBay for, I don't know, maybe £6, something like that. It weighs nothing and it's perfect for digging a little hole. Do your business. Pack of wipes. Now, my tent of choice, exactly the same as last year, is the Durston X-Dome +1. That's it. What an absolutely fantastic tent. It's a freestanding tent. I get the poles here. Carbon poles. I know a lot of people have a lot to say about this tent, about issues with the poles, but Dan Durston did replace the poles with an updated set. So if you were to buy this now, you'd only get those replacement poles. You wouldn't get the other poles, the original ones. Now you can see the size of that. I think this comes in at about 700 and something grams. Absolutely fantastic tent for a freestanding tent. Awesome. The only thing I did swap out on this tent, and I do on all my tents, is I don't use the pegs that the tent comes with. I use these pegs. So I have these titanium hooks, weigh next to nothing. Again, I think I've got these from maybe Ultralight Gear or eBay. I can't remember exactly, but set of little titanium hooks. Perfect for guy lines. These are all carbon tent pegs. So got 4 for the main part of the tent and 4 more for the other parts of the tent. Plus them, that's all you need. These weigh next to nothing. Absolutely awesome. Love that tent. Waterproofs. Really thin original Mountain Men pair of waterproof over trousers. Black diamond over shell. Fantastic, lightweight, really packable, and this is a black diamond wind shell, which is also a great bit of kit because it's nice and breathable, just stops that wind from cutting through you. Great bit of kit. Now this is probably one of the biggest pillows on the market, but I'll just show it you. It's the X-Ped. I can't remember what it's called. But you can see the size of that. It's absolutely ginormous. But comfortable. Wow. It's not the lightest, I know, but when you've got comfort versus weight on a multi-day trip, then I think comfort's going to win all day long. And that is a fantastic pillow. Absolutely awesome pillow. Now, you've probably seen this in all or most of my videos. I also took this last year. This is my cook set, and it's just for boiling water. It's a Toaks titanium 600 mug. Collapsible sea to summit cup. Now, I can stash everything in here. That's just my extra fuel. So last year I ended up taking 2 of these and just 1 of them. I had a full one of these left over, hence why I'm only taking 1 this year. Wild Water, I think the company's called, that make these titanium cup kits, but absolutely fantastic. Everything stashes in there. It really is a great bit of kit. I'll quickly show you where it's going. So I normally just have that. It's just it's a bit of foil out of a coffee pot. That on that over the top, and the pan slots in like so. And I've not put it together properly, but you get the gist. Absolutely fantastic when it's put together properly. Absolutely awesome. Now, obviously and clearly, it's only for boiling water, and that's all I want it for. I'll only be boiling water. In fact, last year I took a load of food. Well, I say a load of food. I took 2.3 kilograms of freeze-dried meal. I won't be taking any food this year. None whatsoever. So I might even only just take that, because I'll only be boiling water for coffee, essentially. I don't know. These are, I'm not sure what milliliter these are, but yeah, we'll see. So as you can see, that's just a little titanium teaspoon. Everything stashes in there. Okay. Now this is all the spare clothes that I'm taking. That's it. Now these are, who makes these? Do you know you end up with that much shit, don't you? Forget who makes them. I can't remember. But it's just a little vacuum bag. You don't need a pump or anything, you can literally just squeeze the air out by hand. And that's it. You'll see as soon as I open that. It says. Senchi Designs top. It's just a hoodie. It's a bit battered, very well used, but again, for the packability and the weight, fantastic. I just love these, love hiking in them. They're just awesome. I've got same material. These aren't from Senchi, these are from ultralight gear. Same material, and that's just a hoodie and the bottoms, because if you wear Senchi stuff, you know you've got to import it from America, and that's if you can get hold of it. It's such it's so difficult to get hold of, because as soon as they've got stuff for sale, it just flies off the shelf. Now you can't get the trousers from Senchi Designs at all. I don't know whether they've stopped making them, but it's almost impossible. So the same stuff, ultralight gear, not sure what the brand's called, Bob something or other, same stuff, probably less than half the price, let's face it, of Senchi. Now, I just sleep in them, that's it. These are just what I get changed into when you get back to the tent, and to sleep in. Brilliant. Oops. That's just an same material, hat if you get a bit cold. Now, I wear icebreaker boxers. These are full merino, so I've got 2 pairs of these, and I can just wash the pair I'm not wearing, and with them being merino wool, they dry really quickly, and they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant, comfortable, seamless. So electricals, which are, as any content creator, essentials. The only thing I am putting in there is my spare batteries for my GoPro. Pump. Now, this pump, not electrical, earplugs. This pump weighs exactly the same as the pump sack, so for me it's a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer. Why use a pump sack to inflate your pad when you can just have this to do it automatically? Great bit of kit. Small, very lightweight head torch. I used it very little last year, very little, but you never know, so I'll just take it just in case. Power bank. I can't remember what milliamp hour this power bank is. It's quite a high one. It charged my devices all week. I did it in 6 days last week. I did it in 6 days last year, and it was perfect. It run out. I charged my phone all week with it. I was charging my GoPro batteries, so that's fantastic. And it's an Anchor. So that's the electricals. Wash kit. These are absolutely awesome. So, Sea to Summit, this is Wilderness Wash, multi-purpose outdoor wash. It's a body wash, it's a shampoo. You can wash your clothes with it, yourself with it, you can wash your pots with it, you can wash everything with it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I used it all week last year on the West Highland Way, and it's still got more than halfway full. And I was washing myself, my clothes, everything. Brilliant stuff. These little bad boys are dehydrated towels. You just add a little bit of water to them and it becomes a big flannel, maybe about that big enough to wash yourself with. A little bag of them. Awesome, absolutely awesome. Perfect for washing yourself with. And I think I got those off. I think I got them off Amazon. You just buy them in like, I don't know, 100 or something like that. Little dehydrated towels. Fantastic. Again, they weigh next to nothing. Gram counter gear. So this is a towel, obviously. Big enough, so it's just like a microfiber towel, and it's just big enough. If you're using a shower somewhere, use it as a towel. If you need to wipe yourself down, whatever, brilliant, absolutely awesome. Small deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, that's it. And I could put them in there. Just keep it simple. You don't need to take tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff. Just keep it simple. Sleeping bag or sleeping quilt. This is the Vespa 900 quilt. Again, absolutely awesome. It packs down to next to nothing. Again, I put it in one of these vacuum bags. Not only, they serve, oh, it's a flex tail vacuum storage bags. Highly recommend these, absolutely awesome. Like I said, you don't need any pump or anything like that. You can literally just open that, squeeze the air out, tighten that back up, job done. So that's serving two purposes really. One being the compressing your stuff to make it smaller, so it's more packable. and also the waterproof. So you don't need anything else for your bag. You don't need a cover or anything like that. You know, essentially your bag can get wet and your gear's not going to get wet. Fully waterproof. Fantastic. Now, obviously another essential part of your pack should definitely consist of a medical kit. Now, this is quite a revised and used and well thought about kit, and I'll go through each piece so you can see what I take. A bag of talc. Now, if your feet are really sweaty or really wet, brilliant. Douse your feet in a bit of talc, and you don't need a lot. Absorb all the moisture to keep the blisters at bay. Lip balm, tape, Compeed rub, so it's like a Vaseline type product, and you just roll it on. Any hot spots or anything like that, you just roller it on. Now I've got in here, and this might seem excessive, but again, it's just prepared. It's all about being prepared. So indigestion tablets, ibuprofen, anti-allergy tablets, paracetamol, anti-diarrhea tablets, anti-allergy tablets, and aspirin. Now, another absolute essential part of your kit, your first aid kit, should definitely include lots and lots of these, which are Compeed plasters, or any type of blister plaster, but you can see just how many I've got there. Now, you might think that's excessive, but if you've got a blister on your foot, you're going to be using more than one of these. You're probably going to be using 1 a day, 2 a day. If you get it wet, you're going to have to replace it. So yes, it looks excessive, but absolutely essential. Now, there's a variety of different types. There's some toe ones, fantastic blister plasters. I ended up having to use those and really needed them last year, and had I not had them, I'd have been in real trouble, I think. Some heel ones, and some general use ones, and these are Elastoplast. They're like, I think they sell them as like a second skin plaster, but again, fantastic, awesome. Tick remover, you never know. Repair kit for the mattress, some more tape, and I have here a little tiny pin. Popping blisters, that's all it is. Sterilise it with a lighter, pop your blisters, bang them on. The last thing is, if I can get it out, sleeping pad. So, as you know, I rate this so much. I've slept on a lot of inflatable mats. This is by far the comfiest night's sleep you can get outside of sleeping in your own bed. I just love it, and it is the big Agnes Rapide SL extra wide and long. It's just absolutely incredible. Again, it's not the lightest, it's not the smallest, but it's by far the comfiest. That's everything, by the way. Absolutely everything that I shall be taking on the West Highland Way this coming year. Now, compared to last year, I had all this lot. So, a wrap down jacket. Will I be taking it again? Probably not. However, I will be checking the forecast before I leave, and if it's going to still be very cold during the night, I probably will take it, because I probably want to sleep in it. Again, I don't know how much it weighs, not a lot, so if I need it, I will take it. Now, I just wanted to show you in size and weight the food that I took last year. So I took freeze-dried meals, various brands of freeze-dried meals. I took breakfasts, energy bars, and I won't be taking any of that again. For the simple reason, I don't think you need to. I know, having now done it, you can get everything you need along the way. So just carrying little bits. And yeah, I didn't take this obviously, but I just wanted to show you in sort of size and weight of how much food I took last year. That weighs 2.3 kilograms, round about the same weight as I took last year. My total pack weight, like I said, was about 11.2 kilos. And now it's 8, so I'm very happy with that. Me personally, I just don't think you need to take any food. You can get whatever you need along the way. There's plenty of little towns and shops and stuff like that you can call into and pick up anything you need. Like I said, I took 2 of these, so 1 of those I won't be taking. I took waterproof socks, never used them. Now, the only thing I have swapped out this year, I've not included it in my pack because I haven't got them yet, but I'm changing the socks that I'm wearing. So they are merino wool toe socks. Last year I wore a dual pair of socks, which were the Injinji toe liners with I can't remember what these are called. Darn tough merino wool socks. Again, brilliant socks. I only took 2 pairs. These pair, obviously wearing one, carrying one. They worked well last year. It's just, I want to do things a little bit differently. I'm trying these other merino wool, and they're designed to just be worn on their own. I've worn them on a couple of hikes, they're very comfortable. So that's what I'll be wearing again. These leggings, these are the winter tights. Now, a little bit overkill for April, I think. So I've swapped them out for another pair of tights, but not the winter type. This black diamond sun hoodie is a little bit overkill, really. I wore it once, I think, last year. Now, I took merino wool t-shirts last year. These are just, again, I don't know what, I can't remember what brand these are. Very good t-shirts, just merino wool t-shirts. I took 2 last year, so I'm wearing one and one spare one. I'm not going to do that this year. I'm literally just going to take 1 t-shirt, and if it needs washing, I'll wash it and wear it along the way. What I've changed to sleeping, so last year I took these merino wool base layer to sleep in. They worked really well, but they're just a little bit heavier than those Primaloft sleep set that I'm going to be wearing, so I've just swapped that out. Still, again, very comfortable, very warm, just heavier, so just to shave some weight off, I've opted for those instead of them. Now, doesn't really weigh anything. I might take it again, I might not really decided. I probably will, to be fair, just in case I want to use it, because it doesn't really weigh anything. But last year I just didn't use it, to be perfectly honest. Didn't use it at all. It just sat on the side of my pack. So it's just a little, you know, the Z mat, or sit mat. So I may take it, you know, it could even double up as a small mat under your sleep mat in, you know, your body zone area, just to keep you off that floor a little bit more. I don't know. I'm just trying to talk myself into taking it, but and that's about it. So everything I learned last year I put into practice this year. So a lot of revision in my kit. This is what I'll be wearing most of the time. So obviously a cap's always a good idea. Merino wool boxers, merino wool t-shirt. These are the like summer leggings. Shorts. Really good shorts these are, loads of pockets. Fantastic. Now I do have this, and it's the Pro version, so it's a little bit heavier, thicker material, so a bit warmer than the other ones that I have. So again, I'll be keeping my eye on the weather forecast, and if they've forecast it a little bit on the cool side, I'll opt for that. If they don't, then I'll opt for one of my others that's a bit thinner and a bit lighter, but fantastic gear. Merino t-shirt with one of those over the top, perfect for hiking in, obviously as long as it's not raining. If it gets windy, that wind shell over the top of that, again, perfect. And this is all just, it's tried and tested. There's no, this essentially is what works for me. This is my revised kit that I've worked on over a long period of time, hiking, camping, sleeping, cooking, and this is just what works for me. Again, another change I've made for the upcoming walk this year are the shoes that I wore. So they're the same brand as the ones that I wore last year, the Ultra. Can't remember exact name of these. Let's have a look. Tim 5 GTX. But I've opted for the Gore-Tex version this time around, purely because my feet got wet last year. You watched the videos, and I ended up with some blisters because they got wet. My own stupid fault. However, I've opted for the Gore-Tex. It's just that little extra bit of peace of mind, same comfort. Fantastic trainers. I've started breaking these in. I've done a few hikes in them. I've put quite a few miles into them, so obviously they're going to be well worn in by the time I come to do the hike this coming year. But yeah, fantastic trainers, really comfortable. So guys, like I said, this is my kit loadout. This is my personal preference. Take from this whatever you want as a bit of a rough guide in terms of how much stuff you're going to need. But what I will say is pack sensibly. Pack for the conditions you're going to be hiking in. Pack for the days you're going to be doing it in. And I can't emphasize enough, the weight you carry on your back walking 100 miles, you will feel every single little ounce. So I would pack your bag and then unpack it and scrutinize every single little item you're thinking about taking, and think, is it essential? Because if it's not essential, you can do without it. Is it a creature comfort? Some things you can live without, some things you can't, and only you can decide that. But that's my take on it. That's my advice. That's the word I'm looking for. That's my advice. This is my kit. This is my personal preference, and hopefully that can help you build your kit, build your preferences, and give you a little bit of an idea of the stuff that you're going to need. But out of all this, two things for me are absolutely essential. One is your hiking poles, and two is your medical kit, your foot maintenance and that sort of stuff, and obviously the shoes you're going to be wearing, because you're going to be on your feet for a long time, covering a lot of miles. So looking after your feet is absolutely, it goes without saying, it's essential. So I really hope this video has helped you, and it helps me actually. It helps me go through all my stuff, and I can visualize exactly what worked for me, what didn't, what I can live without, what I don't want to live without. Like I said, the mat and the pillow, you can't beat a good night's sleep. And I know I can get a cracking night's sleep with these two things. Maybe 500 grams more than the alternative, but for me, if I get a brilliant night's sleep, carrying an extra 500 grams is worth the cost. So it's stuff like that you've got to bear in mind. Things that you want to live without, things you can't live without. But I really do hope this has helped you, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.